and happy Thursday. I had to remember what day it was because I haven't done a video all week. I was getting ready to say happy Monday, but happy Thursday. Today we started division and the kids are like, oh no, division. But if you can multiply, you can divide. And I'm going to show exactly what I mean by that because I know you probably heard the old saying, division is multiplication backwards. Well, that's pretty much what it is. So we're going to go ahead and get started with it on today. It was a short lesson today, so it's also a short homework. So let's go ahead and jump right on in. So today's homework, it starts on page 229. The first one was the vocabulary part, and we did the vocabulary in class, so you don't have to worry about number 1, but we did not do the rest. So we're going to do numbers 2 through 5 now. So it says for number 2, Oscar draws a diagram to help find 12 divided by 3. Explain how his diagram helps him solve the division problem. So they said he is solving 12 divided by 3. So first of all, today I kind of went through a little diagram and explained to my kids what division, the different numbers in the division equation meant. So that kind of helped us understand this type of situation. Just like what I did with multiplication. When I wrote, I'm going to show you what I mean. When I wrote the blank times blank equals blank, and I told you that if you are working with equal groups, then the first line would be your groups. If this brings back memories, it should. And then as I told you, the second line would be your size of each group. Then I told you the last line was your total or the product. Now this is what we did when we were working with equal groups. Now, it's a little bit different when you are working with an array. So for an array, the first line is now going to be your rows. The second line is going to be your columns, or how many I have in each row. And then the last line, of course, will still be your product, which is the answer to your multiplication equation. So this is what the different parts of the multiplication equation meant. Well, I did the same exact thing with division today, so I'm going to show you what that means. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the lines for my division equation. And I told the kids that the first line in your division sentence is always going to be your total. That is never going to change. So the first number is always the total. Then I told them that the second line, it can either be the groups or the size. It depends on the problem. So this will be, I'm just going to put my groups, or it could be the size. It depends on the problem and what they're asking you. And then the last one is either going to be the same thing, the groups or the size. It depends on the problem. But the one thing that will remain constant, that will never change, will be your first line, which is the total. That will always be the total. But the 2 second lines, they can change. The order of the groups or the size can change depending on what the problem is asking you. But that total will always remain the same. So the question asks us, it says, Oscar draws a diagram to help find 12 divided by 3. So this is the equation they gave us, 12 divided by 3, and this is the drawing they gave us. Okay? So it says, explain how his diagram helps him solve the division problem. Okay, so let's look at this. So remember, I just told you the first number is always your total. So this 12 is the total. I'm going to write in a different color. So I don't want that to stand out. So the first number, the 12, that's my total. Because remember, that doesn't change. But when I go to my next number, which is my 3. So this 3, I look at the drawing to help me look at that. So when I look at this, I see that I have 1, 2, 3 in this group, 1, 2, 3 in that group, 1, 2, 3 in this group, 1, 2, 3 in that group. So that tells me that the size of each group, or the amount in each group, is 3. So this must be my size. So the thing that I must be looking for is the groups. That's the unknown. The unknown is the groups. So when I look at this, I can see how many groups I have. Well, let's count how many groups I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. So this is going to be 4. So it asks me to explain how this diagram helps me solve. Well, if I know I have, it says I have 12 total objects, because remember 12 is my total. How do I know? Count it all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that tells me I have 12 total objects, and I'm not going to put in 12 total objects. And then I have 3 objects in each group. So I have 3 objects in each group, and then this 4 tells me that I have 4 groups. And 4 groups. So that's how these numbers can help me explain how to solve this. So if I know the 12 is for the total, and if I know the 3 is for the size, then I can automatically know that, hey, the missing number would be my groups. So 4 groups would be the answer for this. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you. I'm trying to make it easy for my little kiddos, because they were really like, oh, division, but I don't want them to be afraid of it. I don't want them to be afraid of it. So I also showed them like a little check, because I told them, again, division is multiplication in reverse. So what I meant by that, if I do a check and I wrote this same problem backwards, if I put 4 times 3 equals 12. This is the same thing. It is true, 4 times 3 equals 12, and 12 is my total here, 12 is my total here. So same numbers, different order. You remember I told you when we were doing multiplication, even though the order of the numbers may change, if they're the same thing, then it's going to be the same answer. So basically that's the same thing. The order of the numbers may change, but we got the same total of 12. And yes, the sign may have changed, but still we have the same total of 12. Okay, so let's go to number 3. Let's see. So number 3 says, that is on the second part of our page, Rance has 12 crackers. Okay, now they're telling us he has 12 crackers. There are 12 crackers. I try to get my kids to do this sentence by sentence, because I feel like if you read the whole thing at once, it's a lot. You may say, oh, it's so many numbers, I don't understand it. But if you take it sentence by sentence, then you can start to break it apart and get a better understanding. So I like to go sentence by sentence. It says Rance has 12 crackers. So that's how many crackers he has. So that just tells me automatically that my 12 crackers are my total, because that's how many he has. That's the total amount of crackers he has. So that's my total. And remember, whenever we think of division, total is always the first number. That will never change. Okay, so let's keep going. So it says he wants to put 4 crackers on each plate. So 4 crackers on each plate. That keyword, each. I kind of mentioned that once before. When you see the word each, that automatically should be in your head. That's a size. So that tells you that each plate will have 4. So that's how much is going to be on each plate. That's the amount, the size of each plate. So 4 on each plate. This is going to be the size. And I kind of want my kids to start understanding these key terms total size and groups, because if you know that, then you know how to place your numbers on your division equation. Okay, so let's go to the next sentence. It says draw 12 crackers in groups of 4 on plates. So let's go ahead and draw that. So 12 crackers in groups of 4. So they're telling you, hey, make groups of 4. So let's make groups of 4. So I'm going to do what they say first. I'm going to start my 12 crackers. I'm going to draw my 12 crackers. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so that's my 12 crackers. Now, I need to place these into groups of 4. So let's do that. To put that into groups of 4, I'm going to bundle them into groups of 4. So this is a group of 4. This is a group of 4. And this is a group of 4. And that's it. Each group has 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 on each plate. Think of the squares as plates. I have 4 on each plate. Okay. So that's number 3. That's all they asked us to do, was just to draw that and put that like that. Let's go to number 4. So number 4 says, how many plates did Rance need? How do you know? So when I look at my groups, remember the boxes, we group them into groups of 4. So the boxes are plates. So I can see I have 1, 2, 3 plates. So I can say Rance needs 3 plates. And they asked me they said, how do you know? Let me make sure it says it. Yes. How do you know? I know because that's how many groups of 4 I have. I have 4 groups of 3. 3 groups of 4. I apologize for that. I know because I have 3 groups of 4, which means I have 3 groups with 4 in each one. That's what that means. That's how I know. Okay, then we go to number 5. Number 5 just now wants us to take all this information from 3 and 4 and make it a division equation with it. So let's go ahead and draw that out. So we have blank divided by blank equals blank. So let's go ahead and look at that. So it says there are blank in all. I'll put that here. There are blank in all. And this goes here. Okay. And then the next one says there are blank in each group. Newman usually have this written out. This must have slipped my attention today, because I usually have all this written out, because I don't like for you to wait on me. And then the last one says there are blank equal groups. I apologize. All right. And that goes here. Okay, so let's go ahead and fill that in. So first of all, it says fill in the blanks to complete the division equation for the problem. So let's start with our first box. It says there are 12 in all. Oh, I'm sorry, Ms. Newman kind of gave me the answer there. So this is the first box. It says there are blank in all. So let's look at how many we have in all. The total we had was 12 crackers, but we're gonna look at count to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have 12 crackers in all. That's my total. That goes on my first line. And remember, I said that the total always goes first in your division equation, which is true. So this will be my total. Total never changes. That will always be first. So this time Now they're asking us, there are blank in each group. Okay, so let's look at each group. So when I look at each group, then this is going to be the size, because now they want to know what's inside of each group. So when I look at this, I have 4 in this group, 4 in this group, 4 in each group. So there are 4 in each group. So 4 is going to go on this line, and it's also going to go here. Now we're going to go to the last box where it says there are blank equal groups. Now I need to know how many groups I have. So the unknown, or the answer that I'm looking for here, is going to be my group. So I just need to go count how many boxes I have, because we group them by boxes. I have 1, 2, 3 boxes. So there are 3 groups. So the division equation would be 12 divided by 4 equals 3. So that is pretty much what we did today. We worked on putting things into equal groups. Once we put it into equal groups, we worked on finding the unknown number we were looking for that was either going to be our size or that was going to be the groups. Because remember, either one of those numbers can change the order. Sometimes it's the size we're looking for, or sometimes it's the groups we're looking for. But remember, one thing that will remain constant is that total. That total is always going to go first. Then once we did that, we worked on writing our division equation. So that's the 3 things our kids did today. We did our drawing in an equal group. That's the first thing. Then we worked on finding the unknown, which is either the size or the groups. And then the last thing was to write that division equation. So that was it for today. Tomorrow we will be doing another lesson. It is going to be the last lesson, because it's a short lesson. So it's going to be the last lesson with division, because remember, this is just an introductory. We're just starting to introduce. We haven't gotten deep into it yet. So tomorrow will be the last homework video. Yes, there is homework on tomorrow, but it's okay. Watch the homework video and it'll help you along your way. So tomorrow will be the last homework video, and then on Monday we will have our review. And once we do our review on Monday, then Tuesday will be our quiz on lesson 10. So that is it for today. Make sure you have any questions, send me an well, you can send me an email, that's fine. But send me a message on PBIS or drop something in the comments and let me know, and I will be more than happy to get with you. Have a great rest of your day. Bye, parents and students.